Every once in a while I ask you this question, and always fascinated with the answers I get. And this hour is no exception. In this hour of the program, I would like to find out if you have taken my advice and dumped that bitch. I should tell you, this is the time of year when I remind you that you should be dumping that bitch. In fact, today is a particularly good day to do that. You know why? Because if you are not interested in a serious relationship, you do not want to be pinned down, the days you don't want to be seen or heard from are Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, add in her birthday or whatever she perceives to be your quote-unquote anniversary. Many of these days come one after the other. They come fast and furious. Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and then Valentine's Day. Think about it. They all come in a space of about 10 weeks. 10 weeks, that's it. I mean, in reality, where I'm standing right now, we are less than 3 months away from Valentine's Day. And so this is the time of year when you want to keep yourself on the down low. You do not want to be seen. You do not want to be going to any family events with her. You don't want her meeting your family. You don't want her meeting your friends. You don't want her going to holiday parties with you. You know, your office is going to have a party, place you work. There'll be parties. If you go into school, there'll be a party in your dorm or whatever. You don't want her coming with you. Because every time she does something with you, it gives her the idea that she is more important to you than she really is. You especially don't want to be there on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or New Year's Eve. Women take that stuff very seriously. And they not only use those dates as opportunities to provide you with ultimata, plural of ultimatum, expecting to get engagement rings for Christmas, or expecting you to propose by or on New Year's. And Valentine's Day goes without saying. You don't want to be around. You want to get out of there. This is a good time of year just to lay low. Or it's a good time to foment an argument of some kind and then maybe resurface around February the 15th, 16th, 17th. You know what I'm talking about. It's a good time of the year to just get her out of your life. So you may have dumped that bitch for other reasons, or maybe you were consciously thinking of the coming 10 weeks. A critical time in the life of any relationship. A time when women think they can get a leg up. They become more important. If they're sitting at Thanksgiving dinner with your family, or your friends, or you're sitting at Thanksgiving dinner with her family and friends, if you're spending Christmas Eve or Christmas Day with her, if she's having Christmas dinner with you, if you're buying each other Christmas presents, New Year's Eve, if she's going to sucker you into going to a dinner or a dance or a concert or to fly to New York for New Year's Eve in Times Square so the two of you can kiss at midnight. And worst of all, Valentine's Day. If you are going to be in the picture during that period of time, that is how women suck you into relationships you don't want to be in. Personally, if you think you've got a nice piece of ass and you'd like to continue to hit it, the best way to do this is to find a way to get into an argument, a fight of some kind, and then just bail, and then resurface in February. That's the way to do it. Do not spend time with her family and friends, or with your family and friends and her, because it's just going to suck you further into the quicksand. She has expectations. She wants you to impress her family on Thanksgiving. She wants you to give her a nice Christmas gift. She wants you to kiss her at midnight and not be grabbing anybody else's ass on New Year's Eve. And she wants cards, flowers, and total attention on February the 14th. These are to be avoided at all costs. Now, if you think you can continue hitting that ass, tapping that ass, and not be there on those particular days, well, I certainly recommend you do that. Absolutely. You know, if you think that you can get all of this done, you can have your Thanksgiving with your family or your friends without her. You can spend Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or both with your family or friends, but not her or hers. New Year's Eve, I don't know, say you're out of town. You're just not going to be with her. And then Valentine's Day, somehow, I don't know, you get sick or you otherwise engage. But meanwhile, you're tapping that ass in between. Hallelujah, go for it. I think most of you guys feel uncomfortable with that. So if you are one of those, it's time to find some way to make yourself scarce for the next 10 weeks. It's time to dump that bitch for the holidays. Have you dumped that bitch recently? It's Kyle on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Kyle.
Long time, first time. It's very good to talk to you, finally.
I know.
Yes, you do know. I love that. But I wanted to tell you how I dumped that bitch.
Please do.
So, it had been a long time since I had heard your broadcast. I'd had the bitch living with me for about 9 months. I'd come back on a break from school, heard your broadcast, and a week later I dumped that bitch.
How did she react to that?
She reacted just as any bitch would. She whined and cried and moaned, but I said, I'm not dealing with your, well, how can I say it? I'm not dealing with you anymore.
Love that.
Yeah, so I wanted to tell you thank you, followed your advice since. I've gone through them, and it's definitely been a good ride since, and I don't plan on having any other long-term relationships anymore.
You don't need one.
No, I don't. I'm a young guy. All I need to be concerned about is being successful.
That's exactly right. When you're successful, you'll get an even better grade of broad.
Mm-hmm. And excuse me. And I can tell you that, you know, you are definitely one of the top influences on how to do that. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kyle.
All right, you have a good day, Tom.
You too. Appreciate the call. It's Guy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Not much, Guy.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I have a story about how I dumped a bitch.
All right.
I dumped her on New Year's Day, actually. And I got back together with her around late February, early April.
So you were with her on New Year's Eve?
Technically, no.
Technically, no?
Well, because I was in school in Santa Barbara, and then I couldn't meet with her, and then the next day I came home, and I told her that we should hang out and have a good time, but then I actually dumped her by the end of the night.
Right.
So then I got back together on early or late February and hooked up with her for a little bit, then I kind of dumped her again right before her birthday.
Oh, good. So no gifts, no seeing her friends or family. Perfect.
Yeah, it was great. Hey, could you take me out?
It's Peter on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
How's it going?
Great.
Hey, I was calling because I think this whole dump that bitch thing is a load of crock.
Why?
Well, I've been going with a girl for about a year and a half, and I love her parents, love her family, love spending the holidays with her, spent the last holidays with her, and yeah, I don't see any reason why you should dump that bitch if you like the girl you're going with.
Well, again, first of all, at 23, you're too young to have a girlfriend.
Again, I disagree.
Why?
Well, I've played the whole Tom Leykis game with the girls, and I think it's a waste of time. I think that...
getting laid is a waste of time?
Selfish and self-serving.
Getting laid is a waste of time?
Well, if you're not married, yeah.
If you're not married?
Well, what about diseases? What about...
Oh, stop it. That's what condoms were made for.
Condoms, you know that condoms don't stop all STDs.
Well, guess what? You know, you might step off the curb and get hit by a bus. Even looking both ways won't protect you necessarily, but you continue to cross the street.
True.
So it's the same thing with sex.
Well...
Most people who wear condoms do not get STDs.
That's not true.
Oh, yeah, most don't.
regardless of that, though, I still think that...
And what, you are a religious type, I take it?
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, there's your problem right there. So you're a virgin then?
No, I'm not. Like I said, I've played the whole Tom Leykis.
So you found religion, what, at 22 or something?
I grew up in the church, and right after high school, went and explored, you could say, or whatever.
What does that mean, you explored?
Well, basically had a crisis of, or not crisis, but was testing what I believed, if you know what I mean.
So you had sex with how many women?
More than 10.
Ooh. Wow. And you are now pussy whipped. And are you having sex with your girlfriend?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
And what is your religion?
I'm Christian.
What kind of Christian?
Well, I tried my best not to be a hypocritical Christian, but Christian as in follow the teachings of Christ as laid out in the Bible.
So, in other words, no particular sect of Christianity?
No. I think denominations are, well, they have their good points, but they have a lot of bad points.
Mm-hmm. I see. So, you are now, what, a born-again virgin?
I'm born-again virgin.
Oh, Mike, what do you think about that?
Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know why this guy doesn't want to leave his girlfriend. It's because he's taking it in the pooper from his dad, from her dad. Anyways, I've never heard of more lame a bunch of crap in my life. 23, are you going to marry the girl?
I think so.
You think so? Why are you going to marry her?
Well, I believe she's the one for me. She's
You believe her dad's the one for you?
No.
Come on, hey, that's all I got to say to this guy. But can you do something like blow me up, Tom?
I'll blow you both up. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Mike on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Hey. Yes, son, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Me too.
All right. I just got to say, I don't got to worry about none of the holiday girlfriends because I DTB'd that bitch back in right around August time.
How did she react to that?
A lot of crying.
A lot of crying. She couldn't believe you would do that.
Yeah, she couldn't believe it, but you're not going to believe what I'm doing. Dino kind of briefed me. I gotta try to go about this without getting in trouble the way I say it. But what happened is the girl comes over to my house on a Friday night at it for about 45 minutes, and she wants to come over the next morning, which is fine with me, you know, wake me up in a special kind of way. So I said that's fine. Next day, or that night, I go out after 45 minutes with her, go out to the club, meet another girl, bring her home. I hadn't taken a shower at all or nothing. This girl does oral pleasures to me and I end up sleeping with her. So it's Saturday.
Yeah.
The next girl is supposed to come over. So I got to get up and pretend I got to go to work. I mean, I get up, I put the suit on, I put the clothes on. I say, hey, I got to go to work. You know, you're going to have to leave. So she gets in her car. She leaves. I get back in the bed and pretend like I'm going to sleep, put my clothes back on the hangers. The other girl comes back over, ends up doing the whole deed. And, I mean, at one point or another, I mean, pretty much all of them were together, if you know what I'm saying. If you
really?
Put all the times together, everybody had a taste of everybody.
Love that.
If you put them together, and this last guy, what is he talking about?
Oh, man.
He must not have got laid at all. I mean,
wow.
I'm not saying I got any kind of record. I'm sure Dino's got me killed, but I think I did all right with hitting 7 girls in a little under 3 weeks.
That's pretty good.
That's not too bad. This guy must, I don't know.
The trick is not to have a girlfriend. That's the bottom line. You don't want to have a girlfriend.
Bottom line. Take me out tribal style, Tom.
African tribal. It's John on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm okay, John.
Well, listen here. I just followed some of your advice. I had a lady friend, and she's been with me for 2 deployments now. She got back from the desert. And so I get limited time with my vacations, you know, going to holidays with my family and stuff.
Right.
All talking about going for, what's this now, the 3rd vacation for a holiday over at her parents' house. Well, that's just a no-go, so I took your advice and I dumped that bitch.
All right. Very nice. How'd she react?
You know, pissing and moaning, and Oh, but we wanted to get married? Well, no, I didn't want to get married. She did.
Of course. And by the way, you do not want to get married until you are well out of the military.
Oh,
because
no doubt,
women
no doubt.
cheat on you and they try to get their hooks into your benefits and stuff.
Oh, yeah. 5 wives or 4 whores. I know that deal.
Yeah, I mean, look around all your the fellow members there and all the babies they're having and all the divorce, all the screwing around. I mean, you don't want to be involved in that.
Oh, no. Every deployment site I go to, we got a wall of shame. Everyone puts up all their girlfriends, wives, and all the pictures when they find out what they're doing back home and stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, see, that you don't want. You are very smart not to get involved in that. You need to tell the other boys the same thing.
Oh, I try. I've hooked a couple people on you so far, Tom.
I mean, there you are. You've got a uniform on, which at a time of war is about the hottest outfit you can wear. You're traveling around the world. There's chicks everywhere. You should be getting a piece of that.
Oh, most definitely. I wouldn't talk about getting no Iraqi ladies, but anywhere else I go, yeah, I know what you're saying.
How about you could nail one of them, too? As long as word doesn't get around.
He's either making all his money and paying for him, or he's just a real big, you know what.
Yeah, but you're probably right about that. Christina on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
How you doing?
Okay.
I'm first-time caller, but I called in tonight with, I can't believe I'm going to do this for you guys, but a little advice of something that a boyfriend did to me to get around the holidays.
All right, what do you do?
If you currently don't have a girlfriend, but maybe some guys out there just met a girl they're interested in, this is what happened. My boyfriend met me just before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So instead of, quickly pursuing something, he managed to string me along through the next 6 weeks and not actually start taking me out and get involved with me until after Christmas.
Yes.
So, he went on a family vacation and he had a couple other excuses, but he kept kind of calling, keeping me interested, keeping me hooked and baited. So I wasn't really getting involved with anyone else. And then conveniently on Christmas Eve called.
Yes.
So that's just a little advice for guys out there. Maybe if they met someone right now.
What did he do on Christmas Eve?
He called me on Christmas Eve, and I was like, "This is my family. I'm not going to come hang out with you."
Which, of course, that was what he was hoping you would say.
Exactly.
Worked perfectly.
Yep.
Well, honey, I tried, but you were busy.
That's right.
And what about New Year's?
I don't remember that New Year's us doing anything together.
I'll bet you didn't.
We probably didn't, because he didn't even call me till Christmas Eve.
Yeah, then New Year's comes after that.
I probably already had plans.
Yeah, well, I bet he was hoping to hear that, too.
Mm-hmm.
And what about Valentine's Day? Did he show up by then?
Yes, by then, I think. It turned out to be very romantic, but I just remember saying to my mom that year, because she was asking me, did he call you yet? And I'm like, I think he just doesn't want to have to worry about buying me a Christmas present, so he's procrastinating.
Yeah.
And that was true.
I'll bet.
He, of course, later admitted to me that he had gone out in the beginning when we were dating with one girl for breakfast, with another girl out to lunch, and with me out to dinner. So he must have been a listener of your show.
Oh, I see. Triple shifter.
Yeah.
I've done the triple shift. But I do them all at night. I don't want to see you for lunch. So what I do is I do a 7:30, a 9, and an 11.
So like drinks, dinner, and a late movie?
No, drinks, and a late movie. Drinks. And then I call the second one and say, what are you doing after dinner? How about we hook up for a drink and have a drink with her?
A nightcap.
Yeah.
Wow, that's brilliant.
And ultimately, the idea is to avoid eating dinner or doing anything that takes time, like going to a concert, seeing a movie. You don't want to do anything that's going to take up any time.
I liked what you said earlier on the show about the movie being a pointless date because you're just sitting there in the dark.
Right.
And you don't talk.
That's right.
At the end of that date, I don't know you any better.
And it's a big waste of time, too.
Although I did disagree with what you were saying about not seeing movies in theaters anymore. I was a film major, and I think that's a big part of it.
That's because you're a film major.
Watching it, that's...
Most of us weren't.
it's important, to see it on the big screen. I don't care how big your TV is at home. It's still not a movie theater.
Well, that's like people who said it's important to go see live theater and not go to a movie. And ultimately, we know what happened there.
No, I think that is part of the experience, sitting in the theater with a group of people, instead of
No, but I would like to sit in a theater with a group of people who are respectful of the film.
Exactly.
But that's not what you get.
People who have manners.
People talking on their cell phones, people sending text messages, and they've got like a big TV screen of a phone with the light blaring out.
Right. No, last night I went to see Harry Potter, and of course the theater was packed.
Right.
And there was 2 people I sat on the very aisle, standing next to me in the aisle, having like a 3-minute-long conversation, very loudly, so they were speaking over the movie so they could hear each other, about where they were going to sit. Until I finally asked them to, please be quiet.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm tired of trying to scold people like a school marm. I'm tired of it.
Right?
I'm tired of having to tell people.
I yell at people at work all day. That's the last thing I want to do when I go out to the theater is have to ask people to mind their manners.
Now, I agree with you on that. You dumped that bitch. Matt on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Tom, how you doing?
I'm okay.
I'm actually calling because I'm actually not trying to dump that bitch through the holidays. I'm actually trying to get that bitch through the holidays.
Why?
I've always listened to what you've always had to say, and I followed the 101 pretty much to the T all the way up until I met this girl. About 2 months ago, we started working together. She's an older single mom. I'm only 21. She's 29. And
an older single mom? Are you insane?
I knew you were going to say that. I'm breaking all the rules right now, Tom, but...
yeah, what happens with the condom leaks?
Actually, it did. But that's beside the point.
It did, so you knocked her up?
No. She's not knocked up, fortunately.
Yeah, but that could happen. What happens then?
Then I don't know what's going to happen.
So you don't care?
I do care. Actually.
What if she gets knocked up?
Well, she's the type of girl who, will probably end up, having to keep it. We'll probably keep it and have a nice little happy family.
Yeah, but you'll be paying for it, Matt.
Yeah, well,
you don't
right,
care?
You're absolutely right.
You don't care?
No,
So you've decided you're never going to accomplish anything of value in your life. And
I'm 21. I have a career. I make 6 figures a year.
Great. So she'll be able to get a nice chunk of change from you.
Yeah, well,
and you don't care.
In the same business I am. So she
doesn't matter. That doesn't mean she's not going to get child support from you.
Well, I'm hoping, this girl actually, I'm hoping it will work out with her. I've never really had these type of feelings for any of the girls I've ever met.
But you're only 21, Matt.
I know.
You don't know what kind of feelings you'll have for what kind of girls. You are too young and immature to be having any such feelings.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I just, like I said, this girl's different.
No. We're not talking about her. We're talking about you.
You don't think it's a 21-year-old could have feelings for a girl that...
You might have feelings, but they are misguided, and they are based in immaturity.
You really think so?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I've been through a lot. I've done the whole party thing. I've been...
No, you haven't.
For years.
No, you haven't. No, you're 21. You haven't.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I have these feelings for her, and
yeah, but you're immature. I mean, there are people who have feelings for their 8th grade teachers. So what?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. I mean, you are right, and I know I'm probably,
At the very least, you should not be impregnating this woman.
No. I mean,
No, but you just said that it's possible.
Well, anything's possible.
No, but you should be making sure it's impossible.
Well, she is on the pill, and...
yeah, because that's what she tells you.
Well, you're right. I don't put the pill in her mouth.
That's right. And are you using condoms? Sometimes, right?
No, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
But they have leaked.
That's definitely something that I don't want right now.
Let's add in 6 figures, and you're working at the same office.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, are you worried about your job at all?
No, it's not like that there. I mean, at work, we're very professional, we work on separate sides of the office, there's nothing ever that happens at work.
That's not the point. What if you decided you didn't want to see her anymore? Or what if she decided she didn't want to see you anymore? Isn't it possible she could file a complaint against you?
Well, I mean...
and then you might lose that 6-figure job you have?
there'll be no basis for her filing. There's no.
Frequently, there's no basis. Do you believe that every woman who files a complaint against a man in the office has a legitimate basis?
No, I mean nothing ever that women do is legit.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
What about your job? What about your career? You're just throwing everything aside. You are not thinking, and that is your immaturity.
I don't know what to say. I mean, that's why I called in. I mean, maybe I just needed to hear it from you.
I think you did.
From my dad. I mean, but I don't know.
I'll bet your dad doesn't approve of this either.
Actually, I haven't told him.
Why not? Because you know he wouldn't approve. That's why you haven't told him.
Well, no, because I don't know what's going to happen between me and her. We're not together or anything.
Nothing should be happening between you and her.
Okay, if I was older?
You're not. She's also 8 years older than you.
Yeah, I know.
Which you think is no big deal now, but when you're 25 and she's 33, right? When you're 32 and she's 40, the difference is going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that. I did. I did think about that, but
you didn't bother to pay any attention to it.
I don't know if it's not paying attention to it. It's just I did think about that. It's just I was thinking, if maybe
you were thinking with the little head. That's what you were doing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, this is not love. This is lust, and as a 21-year-old, you can't tell the difference.
No, I don't think I love her. I definitely think that she has the potential of being the girl that
Not good enough. Not good enough. How long have you been seeing her?
About 2 months.
2 months.
Well, no, that's what I said. I mean, I haven't jumped into a relationship with her, and I don't want to jump into a relationship with her right now. Well, especially because of the holidays, because I don't want to have.
You should not be seeing anybody at the office, and you should not be seeing a single mother, and you should not be seeing a woman who's 8 years older than you are if you make 6 figures.
Well,
you can do better.
I've had my fair share of the.
I don't care how many you've had. You should be having more. And by the way, at 6 figures, you should have an 18-year-old.
Well, I've had some of those.
With no children. With no children.
The only thing, the thing with the child is, that was kind of scary for me. But the child's dad is very involved in the.
I don't. Yeah, and that's another red flag. You want the child's dad around all the time?
No, he's not. Well, he lives down the street from.
You said he's very. Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
and you want him very involved. You want him around all the time. That's great.
He's remarried and having another child.
I don't care. It's more drama and more baggage you don't need.
So you're thinking I should dump that bitch, huh?
Of course I do. Let me get somebody else on here. Matt, what do you want to say to Bill? Sorry, Bill, what do you want to say to Matt?
Hey, Matt, let me tell you something. I was the same age as you. I was 21. I thought the one of my dreams. She had 3 beautiful little girls. And you know what? We lasted 9 years. I paid her until this year, I'm 54. That's how long it took me to pay her off. And I was making good money. I still make good money, but she has half of my good money. You don't think they'll do it to you now? Wait till you separate.
Well, that's why I'm listening to Tom. I'm definitely going to get a prenup no matter who I marry.
You know what?
That doesn't happen.
Well, I guarantee you they'll find a way to do it. They will find a way to do it. You are too young. I was too young. And I even held off getting married to her until I was 25. I thought I was smart. But I got together with her when I was 21. We were together for 9 years. Actually, we lived together 9 years. We were married a year and a half, and I paid her for the next 20. Now, what sense was that for me? You guys don't listen to Tom Leykis. You are crazy. I guarantee you this guy knows what he's talking about. I have lived it. I have paid it. And you guys think that, oh, no, this is a special girl? Forget it. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. You listen to him, follow his rules, or if you want to do like I did and pay for 30 years, because that's your only other choice.
What do you think, Matt?
I don't know. I mean, you guys are absolutely right. Like I said, maybe I just needed to hear it from somebody else. But
how about I got somebody else? Brian, what do you want to say to Matt?
I want to say that, you know how many women are 21 for about 8, 9, 10 years? Or 29, rather. This lady's probably not even 29. She's probably in her 30s. The same thing happened to me. I had a girl.
No, she's 20. She's 29. It's legit.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, MacArthur Park, L.A., fake ID. I'm sure she had. Yeah, I'm sure she's 29.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, you know what? Look, I worked in clubs. I've had girls. They pull out their ID. They have one that's 21 for when they're in the club. You pull up that other one, and they're 28, 29, 30. This lady's probably older than what you think she is. all her friends are saying, oh, and she knows.
All her friends are my age.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that you've met everything and all.
No,
of
I haven't met all of them, but I've met a couple of them.
You got to listen to the professor. The professor knows.
Well, that's what I said. I've listened to him all the way up until now.
These older women have more experience than you. They have more wisdom than you, just like Tom does. And Tom is going to steer you right because he's not selfish, man. The woman is selfish. She's using you. That's fine. You use her, but don't suck her up. Don't.
How is she using? What is she using me for?
She's taking your heart, and we can all hear it. You're arguing with me. As soon as she has your heart, she has your money. She has your money, you get that contract. And guess what? She gets that contract, hits those kids or whatever, and I guarantee your life isn't going to be your own, but your money is going to be hers. Oh, yeah, Tom.
There you go, Brian. Marie, what did you want to say to Matt?
I want to give a woman's perspective. She's breaking a lot of rules here that you give us, Tom, but it all boils down to really, in a couple years, the reality is she's going to want to be married. She's definitely not going to want to be married, and that's going to cause a lot more drama.
Oh, I would not mind getting married in a couple of years if I'm with her for 2 or 3 years before I get married to her. That's fine. If, in 2 or 3 years, I'm obviously going to love her if I'm going to be willing to marry her. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem getting married at 23, 24 to a girl that I'm absolutely head over heels for. I have absolutely no problem doing that. I honestly think so.
In a couple years.
If I'm with a girl for 2 or 3 years and I'm absolutely head over heels for this girl and I have had no other feelings for like the one I have for her towards anyone else, then yeah, I would be willing to settle down and get married.
And you don't kind of think that maybe she's glad she got you at such a young age so she can train you and mold you into the person she wants you to be?
Well, that's the thing, though. I played the Tom Leykis game with her as far as, taking her out. I took her out on one date, and I was already in the bed with her. So, I mean, it's not like she's molding me in any sense.
So that's the kind of woman you want to marry that you nailed on the first date?
No, I mean, I knew her for a couple weeks before that, but when we actually went out, on a date,
God, this is